Hello everyone, my name is Crystal and I'm a resident of Mississippi. I'm currently doing my internship at a agency by the name of Legacy Hospice, and this company is mainly in the South, serving about 120 counties in 5 different states: Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, and states that are south of the United States. Um, First, I want to explain kind of a little bit what the social worker and I do. She's actually the director of social worker. She's the licensed master social worker, and she's the bereavement coordinator. So, she kind of does two jobs in one. Being the bereavement coordinator, she monitors mood, behavior, any changes or physical changes with the patients. Most of our patients are terminally, well, all of them are terminally ill. A lot of them suffer from COPD, and we monitor or observe these patients for 6 months or less, depending on their health, if it's declining or if they're actually getting better. So, as you know, hospice, you deal with the death and the dying. A lot of people are at the stage of dying and they have their families. We travel a lot. We're mostly on the road. So she has two offices. One office is about an hour and a half to 2 hours away from the other. She has at one office she serves about 20 patients, and the other one is about 24. So she pretty much has a heavy caseload between the two offices because she's being a social worker in two different areas, which one area may serve about 4 counties and the other one may serve about 5 counties. So it's kind of a lot of work. Well, one thing I want to mention is safety with us. Going into a patient's home, observing the patient, observing, if they're bed bound, do they have the proper equipment that they're bed bound? Is their bed actually the bed that they need? A lot of our patients are not ambulatory, so they do not walk on their own. They use, either a walker or a cane. And another thing we do, we're there for the family. We're like a support system for the family. So when we observe the patient, we not only observe them, we observe the families as well. And a lot of times they may request not to have a social worker. So in this case, we kind of don't get involved with them. We just let the nurses and CNAs and doctors and the chaplain or the patient care coordinator kind of deal with that family. But in cases that they may go into the home and find that there are some social needs or that there are some environmental factors that are, just unethical or not in good living conditions, what they do is they don't report it to our company social worker. What they do is they have to go straight to DHS and get DHS involved. And we have had a patient about a week ago who didn't want the social worker's involvement during his process or during his time of his terminally ill or during the time of his 6 months. So what they did was they went into his home and he his living conditions were very unhealthy, and by him being on a breathing machine or um, prescribed certain medicines, the way that he was living was very unethical. So what they had to do was they had to go straight to DHS and report this because of mandatory reporting. Another thing I want to talk about is the safety of us as employees or as a student, which do a lot of traveling. I'm not allowed to drive my own vehicle. I travel with her a lot. And with that, we kind of have to be very safe and very careful of the way that we drive, the areas that we're driving in, and especially traveling with paperwork and laptops in the car. So that's one safety issue that we kind of have to observe at all times. I have a question for you. Well, first I want to share this book. It's a little booklet that the company has or share with family when we when the family's kind of expecting the person to die or see that their health is declined. It's a little encouragement, and what it is just different stories of families who deal with coping with death and the process of dying. So um, we can't just necessarily say that the person is going to die, but from the doctor's order, the doctor gives them 6 months or less. So each of our patients are have 6 months or less to live, and that is why we get involved with their social needs. We make sure that they have funeral arrangements, power of attorney, um, authorities who will be over money or anything of that nature.